I'm going to make a deal with you. Take some things away from Job, but you can't kill him. Don't that sound like some of us? God has allowed Satan to take some things from us, but God has not allowed him to kill us. I've come to encourage somebody tonight that Satan could take what he wants, but I'm dead alive. Satan could take my money, but I'm dead alive. Satan could attempt to take my family, but I'm still alive. Hallelujah. Every now and then, I remember growing up in elementary school, Elder Moore, I was a troublemaker. So every time June came around, it always said promotion in doubt.
Oh, I understand.
I know that way. I know that way.
At the age of 8, I could never understand why this promotion was in doubt. Why was this promotion in doubt? But what I love about this is that God revealed to me, and he simply said, you can't expect me to promote you when you keep failing the same test.
Okay. All right.
I had an issue. Some of you may look at me and sit there like, what does this young boy know about test and trial? Let me just backtrack for a minute. At the age of 13, I began selling drugs. At the age of 13, I committed my first crime. At the age of 13, I was a leader of a Crip gang. But God.
What?
But God. And as I began to come into adulthood, I began to take New Year's a little seriously. 2008, 2009, 2012. But every year began to seem to start the same way the year before ended.
Woo, Jesus.
And I asked myself, why? Because every year, you enter the year doing the same thing that you was doing before. You can't expect a different result when you're doing the same thing. And just in case you was wondering, my fruit is self-control. Now what I love about this scripture is that God, Job had a wife. Job loved his wife. But as Job, the first thing God took from Job was his bank account. He wiped all the animals clean, which was in the biblical days a way of rich people making their money. All his oxen, all his ass, everything was gone. It's in the Bible, it's in the Bible. Everything was gone. So then Satan approaches God again, and he says, Satan, you lost. Well, let me touch his health. So God allowed Satan to touch his health. So Job was, what you can say, he was suffering from something that was sort of like leprosy. To the point where he began to try to scratch his walls with potholes. His skin was so irritated. So his wife, you gotta feel bad for her. Because the man she loves is no longer the same. Number one, God wiped out his bank account. So Job couldn't take care of his family. And Beyonce wasn't living back then, so there wasn't independent women. So now she's saying, how are we going to eat? Now, you take away his health. And they didn't have disability checks back then. So now he's not even fit enough to work. So his wife says simply, husband, I love you. Curse God and get rid of this suffering. This is what she said. She simply put it like this. She said, she suggests that he gets rid of his problem by getting rid of his God. Doesn't that sound like some of us? But that's not the only issue he had. Because then 3 of his friends came. So not only do I have to deal with my financial issues, not only am I suffering from health problems, but I'm being damaged emotionally. My wife is telling me to give up on my God that made the heaven and earth, that spoke the world But this is still just a test.
That's a test. Just a test.
So what do you do when you're getting the wrong advice from not only your friends, but your helpmeet? What do you do for 42 chapters when you're crying out to a God who doesn't hear you to the end of the chapter? What do you do when you seem like you are affected or you are in the dark? What do you do?
Argue the test. Argue the test.
What do you do?
Argue the test. Argue the test.
First lady, what do you do
Argue the test.
when you're trying to reach pastor, but all of a sudden you ain't got no signal on your cell phone?
Argue the test. Yes, sir.
What do you do when your friends are tweeting and Facebooking about your issue?
What do you do?
What do you do when they tell you to give up on your God? What do you do, Anderson, when they ask you why are you going to church? Why are you still paying tithes?
My Savior.
But you got to remember, this is just a test. But what I love about God is his test. It's not anything that he doesn't already prepare you for.
Right.
So God simply believes in one phrase, that even though this is just a test, I am still positioned for the fight. And in being positioned for the fight, I've come to understand that sometimes when you're taking a midterm, the teachers can't give you an answer.
Yes, yes.
You are all alone. You feel abandoned. You got your little cheat sheet, but that seemed not to be working because the questions has changed. What do you do when you prepare for one thing and God does you another blow? What do you do when it seems like I'm getting this situation together and here comes something else? What do you do when the bill collector is calling and we make up our payment plan, but then the kids is acting stupid in school? What do you do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's only one question, one answer to this question. And Job said it perfectly. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Do I have any believers in God tonight that even though he slay me, by his word I will live, and by his word I will die? Do I have any blood-washed believers that even though the folks counted you out, I'm still gonna pass this test? Even though the people don't believe that God will resurrect you from this situation, I'm still gonna pass this test. But
Though he slay me.
Yes, will I trust
in
him?
the midst of that, Evangelist
He slay me.
Evangelist Timmy, what I love about this scripture is that God
Thank you.
is so sarcastic. Because in the 38th chapter, he simply answers Job's questions
Okay.
with more questions. So while Job is questioning his God, God is questioning Job.